watched Kaaka Muttai.
It's a Tamil movie. We just got done watching it yesterday.
Yes.
We just started playing it. We were like, let's just see
what
kind of movie this is about. We did do a trailer reaction a while back.
Yep.
And a lot of people did say it's a really good movie. Got a lot of awards, a lot of recognition. So we were like, let's give it a shot. And it has subtitles. And within first 5-10 minutes,
We were hooked.
we were hooked. We were drawn into it. It was such a sweet movie. It teaches you a lot.
It was so sweet and it was so realistic.
Very
like
realistic.
so realistic. What they showed in that film was like if you were to go to India, maybe you would see something like that.
Yes.
You know, like the villages, like they showed the slums. Satire represented someone who actually like lives in the slums, because that's what the film is actually about. It's about a family of 4 people. The grandma,
The father is kind of in the background.
Yeah.
He's in a jail. He never kind of gets it back.
right. So the grandma, the mom, and then the 2 sons.
Let's start out with the grandma. How
Yes.
sweet she was.
Oh my god, such a sweetheart. And it's so realistic, like what they showed how a grandma is. Like, you know, they always have those thoughts, you know, like I'm at home, like, you know, I'm not contributing. Like that was one of the things that the grandma felt all the time.
But the 2 kids really looked up to her.
They did.
And even like all this like eating crow's egg,
Yeah.
that was her idea. They couldn't afford the real egg, like
Right.
a chicken egg. So that's why they would go out there and find a crow's egg. They would eat it.
They would eat it.
And stuff like that. And I think her grandmother had a really important role in the movie too.
Yes. Film, actually, the story is quite different. When you first watch the film, you don't expect that it's going to be about pizza. And it is kind of about pizza.
This movie revolves around getting a pizza.
Yes.
And nowhere in like a poster or trailer you kind of get on a vibe
Oh
this
my
what
gosh.
this movie is gonna be about. Cause when we did a trailer reaction to this movie a while back, we did compare it to Chiller Party.
Which is completely different.
Completely different. It had more like politics into it, and it was more like not really realistic, I would say.
Yeah.
And this movie is something so you can relate to.
Right.
And because I remember when I was in India, we had this little slum a little further away from our house, and kids from their house used to like pass us by. We used to play cricket, and they used to just look at us.
Right.
They used to look at us, and whenever we would leave, then they would come and play, just run around, play, and then they would actually wait for us to leave.
And the movie shows a lot of scenes which make it special.
Yes.
Like that's one thing that I really loved about the film. Yeah, the story was there, but each scene was like significant in its own way. Like one scene that was so like funny was when the grandma tried to make the pizza and she makes it on like the dosa thing.
And then looks at the flyer and she'd be like, and she's like, I can make this. And they get so excited. Oh my God, like we don't have to save money anymore. We can actually have our grandmother make it for us. And she makes it and they were like, it looks nothing like the picture.
But that's something a grandma would do.
Yeah.
You know, like go above and
Exactly.
beyond for the kids to make them happy. Okay, now go get this stuff and I'll make it. And sometimes it just doesn't turn out right. But that scene was just so special. Like
Very
you could
special,
relate to
very
it.
special. There was another scene when they're in the process of getting the money. They finally get the money, but the guy wouldn't let them in because they weren't wearing good clothes. So they decided to go buy clothes as well.
So the 2 kids are sitting outside by the Pani Puri place. Now they were the wealthier kids.
Yeah.
And then there were the Kaaka Muttai brothers who were, you know, they noticed that the other kids want the Pani Puri so bad. So
And
then
then obviously they didn't have the money for it.
they didn't have the money for it because their dad was like, no, don't eat it, it's not hygienic, yada yada. So then what the Kaaka Muttai brothers do is that they pay the kids
the money they had saved for the clothes.
For the clothes that they had bought from the mall just so they could wear them because they knew they couldn't go inside the mall. So that was really clever.
That was really clever.
And I felt like there was like an important scene also. These kids who really want to like try pizza because they see all these things, so they work really hard. They go to coal like places, collect all this coal, try to get cash for it. And like they're working so hard to earn just to eat pizza. And look how much we take advantage of it.
Right.
Like we could seriously just go get it whenever we want to. And that's what the story is kind of about.
When they finally have the money and the clothes, they try to go to the pizza place, and one of the worker comes out and slaps one of the kid. Luckily, it got recorded on a video.
Someone was videotaping.
His like Kaaka Muttai brother,
Oh,
like
yeah.
friends. One of the guy was recording it.
Because he had a cell phone. He had purchased a cell phone like a while back and he was showing
But he
it
didn't
off.
purchase it. He hit
Hit
it
it
with
off
the
the-
stick of the train.
Yeah.
And it was his cell phone. He really had principle. He really like took care of his brothers. By the time when their friend was like, I got some pizza for you, and the elder brother wouldn't let the small one eat it.
Because it was leftovers.
It was leftover. He was like, do you really want to eat someone's leftover? We can we can make our money and buy the pizza ourselves.
Right. And that's one thing that they really showed in here, the relationship between the brothers. It's so ideal and realistic. Now the younger brother is always looking up at the older brother, and just his facial expressions, just the way, like he doesn't even need to speak anything, and you already feel
so good,
they
man.
both acted so well in the film.
So
like I can't even put it in words.
Like very natural. Like they weren't even acting. They weren't even acting. They were just being themselves.
Exactly.
They were just having fun. We could just like felt their like emotions throughout the whole movie.
Right.
And when the whole slap thing happens, they go back to the house. They realize their grandmother passed away, and they ended up using all the money they had for her funeral.
The mother is in need of the money for the funeral.
Yeah, that's when he took out his money. Like, Mom, I have it, and the guy grabbed it and left.
So there were two scammers that lived within the slums also who found that video, and then they thought of the idea. It was so funny how they thought of the idea. Yeah. Actually, one of them did. So they were best friends, and one of them was like, so I can blackmail them with this footage. Like, hey, like here you're slapping a kid, no one's gonna ever come buy your pizza. So then the pizza, officials...
He said, I'm gonna give it to the news channel.
Yeah.
And they're gonna like publish it all over. Your pizza place reputation gonna go down, and no one's gonna come to your place. Your license gonna get revoked.
I know. So that made the pizza owners like scared. They're like, oh my gosh, we gotta get a hold of this guy, we gotta get this video, we gotta do everything that we can.
And the funny part was they were expecting 3,000 rupees, and the other one goes like, ask for 5,000 and we can do 50-50. And when he calls them, and the smart one of his old friend, the pizza owner old friend, who always make bad deals, be like, we can give 100,000 rupees, like 1 lakh.
I know.
And he just goes quiet, like, oh my god, was it that worth that much? Then he tells his friend they only given 5,000.
I know.
So he's trying to like scam him.
So he cheated him too, but like who wouldn't in that situation? I just thought that was so funny the way they showed that. Yeah. So then the next day when that guy goes, he's all like the music that they play.
And then Tukis walk past, but he goes like this.
Like so thanking them. So he goes to the pizza owner's place thinking, here goes. I'm gonna get 100,000 like rupees, and like I'm like set for life. Yeah. He goes there, almost gets the money when his other friend sells it to the TV station already for
more money, like for like 2,000 extra rupees. He was like, oh, I just got more money for it. He got so mad.
So for 7,000 rupees.
7,000 rupees.
That's what he sold it for. And he got so mad because he got beat up, so they kicked him out. They're like, we don't trust you, blah, blah. But then he eventually meets that friend, and then he just got really pissed off at him, and he was like, I can't believe like you did that. My heart sank. I'm like, oh my gosh, you almost made this much money. Look what happened.
So that's pretty much movie's all about. The movie pretty much ends with the pizza owner guy apologizing to the kids, welcoming them to the store, and they finally get to eat pizza. And he also tells them that you can come here and eat pizza whenever you want. And here they are taking their first bite, and that's all they showed. And they're talking to each other, like, did you really like it?
Yeah,
he's like, no, it's so like it's so
sticky.
So sticky. Like our grandmother pizza was much better.
Yes.
I think that was such a I don't know, like, they were so fond of their grandmother, and even to this point, they're still thinking about her.
Right.
And they're trying to, like, invite his mother into the store, and his mother just goes like, no,
you
this
guys
is your
enjoy.
moment.
This is what you guys want.
Yeah, exactly.
And it makes you, like, think, like, here at times we work so hard trying to get, like, materialistic things, right?
Yeah.
And ultimately, materialistic things don't really make you happy internally. They will not, eventually. That's not something that's going to last forever. Mm-hmm. So this film had a lot of, like, morals. Like, each scene had, like, a moral to it. Okay, so you work hard, then you'll get things, by working hard. That's how they made it to that level of getting that pizza, right? So, like, by doing, like, wrong things, like, that's not the proper way to earn. And I feel like the kids kind of felt that was not the proper way because their dad was in jail, right? So I feel like that was kind of in the back of their head that we don't want what happened to our dad to, like, kind of happen to us. Like, I think that played a role in there because our mom would constantly say, oh, your dad's in jail, like, all this kind of stuff, kind of reminding them all the time, like, because he did the things he did, we're in this situation now.
Overall, it was one of the best movie we've ever seen.
Yes, definitely.
And we were just drawn into it. We enjoyed it a lot. And those two kids acted so good. Like we mentioned earlier, it wasn't even acting. It was just like they were just being themselves. They were just having fun, and it was just like some guy was just recording them and made a movie out of it. It was like so natural.
And the biggest thing is, which we found out later, is that Dhanush produced this film.
Yes, produced by Dhanush Production.
Wow. Like, that even, that added, like, the icing on the cake. Like, we couldn't believe it. But, in a sense, I kind of see it now. Yeah. His films, because Dhanush's films are very realistic, right? So the ones that he even, like, produces and does, like, it had a similar feel to it. But you wouldn't have guessed that by watching this film.
No.
How talented is he?
I think that's why this movie got recognized by so many people, because Dhanush like had his like hand behind this movie, and this movie won so many awards as well. Won like national award for best movie, and those two kids won the national awards
Wow,
too.
yeah.
Like that's such a big thing. What's the mother acting?
The
you
mother
think?
acted so well too. Like it was so cute. She was so motherly.
Yes.
Like you know, like I have this thing I can't hit you guys. But then
No, she said I have a policy against hitting, or otherwise I would have
I know
slapped you so hard.
because the little one kept on peeing. He kept on peeing in his like
Then he
chutney.
realizes he stops after a while.
He stops after a while, but what he would do is he'd pee and he'd get so scared, so he'd take off his clothes, wipe the pee, and put it in the pot that they make like food in.
and
Oh
stuff.
my gosh! And there were a lot of things like that, which was like, oh my gosh, like we would think it's gross watching it, right? But like it was just like a natural things,
Very natural
like
thing.
natural things that people like would do something that like yeah, it's not a hygienic place, and they showed all that. But that just made the film even more amazing. I feel like
I think I love the fact that they were just so happy.
They were so happy with what
so
they had.
happy. They didn't care about what other people have. I don't. They weren't sulking. Only thing they wanted to eat is a pizza, and they finally get to eat it. And it was very like good feel movie.
And another thing I like about the film, especially, is the fact that, like you said, they were happy with what they had. Now in the slums, they ended up getting 2 TVs in their
Yeah,
home. Nobody came and broke down the home or anything like that,
Nothing
because
like
within their
that.
community,
Yeah, exactly.
they were all friendly with each other. Like
Yeah, that's what I was kind of afraid of. Like, movies like this, they tend to show like, like sad part of slum.
Exactly.
And like, how people who lives in slum have like the worst life ever.
Exactly.
And this movie, that's why this movie was different. And they try to focus on something else, something
Right.
bigger, They weren't focusing on like they're so miserable, they don't have light, they don't have this,
Exactly.
that. They were happy with what they had, and they were making the best out of it. So that was our movie review of the movie Kaaka Muttai. Out of 10? 10 out of 10?
10 out of 10. I can't even put it in words how much I love this film. I was so drawn in every single
It
bit.
was one of those movies, after we got done watching it, we were like, wow, just wow, just wow. I even tweeted about it too. Like, it was such a good movie.
No dull moment where you're like forward. We even listened to the songs.
We listened to songs too.
We
yeah.
listened to the songs because they played like an important role in each scene too.
Yes.
So we even listened to the songs. We loved it.
Thank you guys again for recommending this great movie to us. Let us know what was your favorite part from the movie. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, and see you guys later. Bye,
Keep
guys.
sending your requests, guys.